Hi there everybody, welcome back, it's Ellie here again, and today we are rebuilding Bargain Bend. So the idea for this one was to literally build a house with the cheapest of everything, and again, cheapest of everything in base game. And to be honest, it was quite a difficult challenge, but I think I rose to the task and I think I made an okay build with what we had. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the build. So it seems I didn't learn from last time, first of all, regarding the roof with that build, because I did try the half-hipped again, and then when I tried extending the overhang, I was like, nope, looks bad. Gonna have to be the same roof as the house next door, which personally I think adds a little bit of realism, because if you're in the same neighbourhood, majority of the time, at least in the UK, the builds are going to look very similar, the roofs are going to look very similar, so I thought that was an okay thing to do. So I'm just putting down some basics on the outside at the moment, putting around the trims. I decided to go with a blue accent on the property. I feel that's very EA base game, and majority of the stuff, the colours match with the blue more than they do the other colours, so I thought it was going to be a very easy colour to match with regarding outdoor furniture and accents on panelling and windows. So I had a bit of trouble picking a front door for the property, because though the single panel doors that I've got inside the property are the cheapest, in my brain they're not front doors. In my brain a front door has glass panes so that you can see who's outside knocking at your front door. So I ended up going with the cheapest version of that, and so now I'm just sorting out those windows, because I genuinely didn't know what to do there. I didn't know if I was going to have the kitchen there or if I was going to have part of the living room there. So eventually, though, I did extend the bathroom out, and then I just popped the windows out. And that way they're all equal distance on the back as well, which was something that was really annoying me as well. In terms of the wallpaper, I was really happy they had that half tile, half plaster as one of the cheapest in the tile section. So overall with the wallpaper, I didn't go for the cheapest overall, I went for the cheapest in different sections. So cheapest paint, cheapest wallpaper, cheapest tile, cheapest panelling. I thought that would at least bring a bit more variance to the colours throughout the build. And for the bedroom, I actually ended up using the wallpaper that I never used, the one with the spots. And I was like, you know what, we'll make a nice feature wall. That'll at least make it stand out a little bit in the bedroom, because I didn't want it to be all just one single colour, and I just wanted a bit of variance in the builds. And I actually ended up liking how it was looking. So I was a bit confused on how to do the kitchen, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really think how the floor plan was going to work when I decided to put the kitchen there. So in the end, I put the plaster tile back, and I ended up changing those to half walls. So even though it is an open plan area, there is still the sectioning off with those half walls there. Again, using the cheapest furniture in here, because this is truly a bargain bend here. And so I just ended up, so cheap kitchen, but I think overall it looks nice. I put in some overtop cabinets, I get a little plant in there later on, and you wouldn't know that it's the cheapest kitchen imaginable, would you? Okay, so the bathroom physically pained me to do using all the cheapest items in there because I know they just break so frequently. So, you know, with how cheap the build is, though, I believe including lot price, it only came up to something like 13,000 simoleons. With how cheap the build is, you can basically use it as a project house. You can, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade all your stuff. I should have put some lot traits on. That's not usually something I do. Onto the bedroom, I wanted to use the cheapest double bed, otherwise you'd have a kid's bed in there, and there wasn't really the room for a chest of drawers, so I popped a mirror in there. Your sim can change the outfit with a mirror rather than a chest of drawers, and it also allows you to then build your charisma skill as well, and the acting skill, whatever skill comes with a mirror. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. I tried to throw in a little bit of decoration, sizing some things up, but overall, I was a bit meh with the bedroom. I liked how it looked with the wallpaper, but in terms of things in there, where everything was so expensive, it didn't feel up to my tastes. So in terms of the living room, my main problem was how to make it not look boring, because we've got a magnolia wall, we've got a two-seater settee, and literally the most boring furniture that you can think of. So in the end, I used the mural. It was only 5 simoleons, so one of the cheapest there. And I decided to base the colours in the living room on the mural, hence why we've got the orange rug and the dark blue sofa. So that way, at least there was a bit of pop of colour in the property, even though we're only using the cheapest furniture. Again, with the dining table, I went for the cheapest of what I thought a dining table was, because that other one looked like an outdoor table. And then I just popped the 2 cheapest dining chairs there, and I am just popping in an extra wall light as well. So this time round, I did decide to do a bit more outdoor decoration. I know one of the commenters said that they were a bit sad that there wasn't much going on in the gardens, and that's because they are my kryptonite and I'm not that great at doing them. However, with this build where everything was the cheapest, I also had a bit of spare room in the budget to do the landscaping. So I put a little dining area at the back of the garden, put in some plant pots for a gardening skill, and I also put some flowers at the front of the property as well. And so, as per usual, here we have the final run through of the property. So there's our nice little garden with our seating area and our plant pots. And as we come through, we have our kitchen. Again, I'm really shocked at how well that turned out. And we've got our living room, the colour, small bathroom. Yeah, cheapest stuff, not happy with that. But there's the bedroom as well, which I really like the colour scheme of. So yeah, that's the build. It comes in at just over 13,000 simoleons including lot price, or 11,000 without the lot price, and it is up on the gallery called A True Bargain Bend. So thank you very much for watching today, guys. I really do appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. If you want to like and subscribe, that would be fantastic, but if not, I hope you have a wonderful day.